Can I pause for a second and just note that we got Brian on here who's getting Congressman Massey on, and our typical lineup includes like homeless people that believe in Bigfoot.
Welcome to the Brian Nichols Show, your source for common sense politics on the We Are Libertarians Network. The Brian Nichols Show is the fastest growing liberty podcast that brings together people from all means of political thought as we seek to have meaningful conversations about the issues you care about. At the Brian Nichols Show, our goal is to leave the audience educated, enlightened, and informed. And now your host, Brian Nichols.
Well, happy Monday there, folks. Brian Nichols here on the Brian Nichols Show. Hope you're having a great day. It's 5 a.m. for you audio listener as this reaches your podcast feeds. But yes, I wanted to go ahead. We have a special, different kind of episode, just like Sunday's episode. We haven't had a candidate here in the show for a little bit now, but we did a special overview of the Town Circle debate, which I moderated. Was the Edward Snowden reveal a net positive or negative for liberty, with Eric Brakey and Mark Claire? And speaking of Eric Brakey, that leads to our episode today. Now, it's with our friend Chris Goizetta, but we're not doing necessarily exactly the marketing that you're used to, but rather, and I mentioned Eric, we're bringing me onto a laptop around Young Americans for Liberty Revolution 21, talking to different vendors about the different solutions that their organizations bring to the table. And I actually touch on this as we're going through. We do see more often than not that we are quick to say, here's a problem we see in society, but we're not so quick to offer solutions. So we want to make sure that we do have the solutions at the ready. And it's a great chance to hear from, I think we get around 10 or so different folks, some friends of the show you'll hear in terms of maybe Tamina Debagorzi or Eric Brakey, and a few others that I know, good friends from America's Future Foundation, like Rachel Toombs and Larry. So, I mean, it's a great chance for us to catch up with some good friends, both old and new. And also for you folks here, the Brian Nichols Show, here a little bit different of an episode. Now, also, is it the professional quality that you would come to know and expect in terms of the audio and such? Guys, stay with us. We were going over Wi-Fi in a hotel, and obviously, Chris literally walking around with me. So I apologize, and we were laughing about it beforehand. This is great, great radio for some of you folks with hearing us as we're going from booth to booth. But don't worry, the conversations are great. We're going to pick things up middle of a conversation and I'm sorry, I missed the gentleman's name there at Freedom Works. Chris got his card. We're going to go ahead and actually have him on the show at some point to talk more in terms of what you heard here as we pick up here into the conversation about what Freedom Works is doing. But with that being said, a fantastic conversation, fantastic conversations, plenty to be had here on today's episode of the Brian Nichols Show. So with that being said, onto the show. Everyone from Young Americans for Liberty Revolution 21 here on the Brian Nichols Show.
A quick one. Our director for the Center of Economic Freedom wrote a book. John Tamney, who's on a whole bunch of things. When Politicians Panicked. Now, John is big into making sure that humans are free and free to choose. Human choice, weighing up rationally the consequences and whatnot. He's big into that. And when the lockdowns happened, he was furious about this. He wrote the whole book about it. I think he's the first one to come out with anything documenting how incompetent these people are and how their incompetence has essentially wrecked our lives. I mean, I lost, 2-3 jobs because of the pandemic before I came to Freedom Works. So John is busy talking about things like that. I think really the tyranny of all these experts really has to be exposed. We would love to talk to you about it. Let me see if I can find a card, and we'll try and figure out whether we can bring John on to it.
Perfect. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and Chris is there on my behalf. So the booth is I think right around the corner because we've only taken a couple of steps here, right?
It's right over there. But yeah, definitely we'll try and stay in touch and get John to come speak to you guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. Leadership Institute, but they're all still on the floor. Maybe we go to the next one.
I forgot to hit the button.
What about... What'd you say?
Originally, I forgot to hit the button to record.
What about National Association for Gun Rights?
Let's do it.
See it?
Hey, how y'all doing? I've Brian Nichols here from the Brian Nichols Show. He couldn't make it to
What's up, guys?
unfortunately.
National Association for Gun Rights.
Gun rights. Yeah, how's it going,
Talk to
man?
me. Good. Talk to you. What do you guys focus on? I'm assuming gun rights, but
Yeah, well,
beyond that,
So yeah, what do we do? Actually, we're like moms demand. No, I'm kidding. So, hold that. The National Association for Gun Rights is America's largest no-compromise gun rights organization. We have over 4.5 million members nationwide. We are what the NRA wishes they could be. We are the actual boogeymen that rhinos and Democrats see under their bed at night. We lead the fight nationwide on constitutional carry. We were a very vital and crucial organization in the fight for constitutional carry in Texas. We are having fights in South Carolina, where my colleague here is at, pushing hard. I'm out of Indianapolis. I'm fighting there.
just in your neck of the woods a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, were you at that Liberty pool party?
I sure was.
Yeah, you were with Spangle and all them.
That's right. Yeah, I'm one of the shows on the network.
Yeah, I get confused for Chris Spangle a little bit. I actually had someone come up to me yesterday and say, "Are you Chris Spangle?"
You'll love that. There's so many doppelgangers of him.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, so that's what we do. So yeah, join if you'd like, man.
Yeah, well, how about this? We would love to have one of your reps, whether yourself or someone else, on the show, because what we like to do is we talk about top of mind issues. Obviously, what you did, you're talking about Texas, number one, that was huge. But obviously, South Carolina, that's a top of mind issue right now there too. We'd love to be able to help support and raise awareness. So, do you guys have like a card you could give to Chris so we make sure we can get in contact with you guys?
Yeah, card my information. I was on Joshua Smith a little while ago. I did an interview with Pete the other day. So.
I saw you on Josh's. Okay, I was like, I knew I felt like I had talked to you before. I was like, I don't think we have before, but that's why I saw you. Okay,
that's what I. So yeah, we can set something up. Yeah, I'll talk
Perfect.
to you guys. Yeah,
Awesome, cool. Give me
Thanks,
a card
guys.
now.
I can get you my information. Hold on.
Yeah.
You want the guy from South Carolina? This is me.
We're the guy from Texas.
Awesome, cool. Thank you.
rock and roll, guys. Appreciate it.
Done in 6 states this year. Looking to do more coming up. So
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. Talk to you soon.
We have throwing things around here. It's the Friends game. Don't drop the ball. That's the keys. We have Action for Liberty.
Have you heard of us before?
I haven't. Brian may have. Brian,
No, I haven't actually. I don't believe I have.
This is Action for Liberty. So what we're focused on is combating the emergency powers and Governor Walz. So you'll see him here. Do you know anything about Governor Walz?
A little bit. How about this? You school me as if I knew nothing, like I was a 4-year-old.
Let me introduce him. He only let go of his emergency powers about a month and a half ago, and he's already talking about reinstating them. So we're combating him. I've been going from district to district, talking to representatives, talking to the constituents of representatives about how how their leadership is messing up and voting the wrong way, right? So we're a nonprofit. We can't endorse a candidate or say like, hey, vote for him or don't vote for X, Y, or Z. But we can talk to people about poor policy choices, right? And so that's what we've been going around doing, and we're about to endorse Neil Shaw. He's running for governor for the state of Minnesota against Tim Walz. And we're looking forward to a really good gubernatorial campaign. For,
Very
Strong
cool.
Liberty.
Now, which state is this? I'm so sorry. I missed that in the beginning.
This is Minnesota. Yeah, so this is a
Minnesota,
regional
okay.
organization. We're trying to turn Minnesota into a mecca of liberty of sorts. Yeah,
Awesome.
so
Like Free State Project, but Midwest.
yeah, more or less, yeah, West Midwest.
Awesome.
And then we're looking at expanding in the future, but right now our primary area of focus is the state of Minnesota. And we're giving people full-time careers in the liberty movement. We're looking to hire about 10 more people here.
Fantastic.
It'd be full-time. That's cool.
Wow. Well, hey, how about this? Let's get one of you guys on the show for sure, because this is something I would love to dig more into. Do you have like a card or something you could hand to Chris? Maybe we can get in touch with you.
I'll give one right now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's really
Are
cool.
you, who's the guy that wrote the book Work for Liberty?
I love that you just thought of that too. I was thinking of that too. Connor Dragotis.
Yeah. Are you guys connected with him?
Yeah, sir.
Connor DeRotis, I guess.
I am not connected with him.
No.
No, I'm not
here.
No,
He's not there. No.
You wrote a book called Win for Liberty.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've heard of the book.
Yeah, it's like all about getting like a job in the liberty movement.
Yeah.
And he has a Discord channel and all that too. If you just want to get
cards on me, but I'll give you my contact information.
Okay, cool.
I will. I definitely need to look him up then. Connor, you said?
Yeah, what's his
Connor
last name?
Dragotis.
Dragotis.
Connor Dragotis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fight for Liberty
great
is the
dude.
book. Yeah.
Good friend.
Where are you working with?
So I work with Brian, the Brian Nichols show.
Oh, the Brian Nichols. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
he does a podcast 4 days a week. It's focused kind of on selling and promoting liberty.
Yeah.
He's got liberty candidates on a candidate series every Sunday, and then 2 other podcasts a week with just amazing guests from the liberty movement.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I wish.
How's
I could
that
do what
pitch?
you do.
That was good. I like that. Yeah, I like that, Chris. That was good. Yeah, and he's not
There was there
selling,
for a second.
he's selling himself short though too as well, because he's also one of the hosts we have every other week, Monday. We do marketing, and he's a professor of he actually is a professor in marketing in college. So I have him for marketing, and then we have a sales guy, Jeremy Todd, on the other days, and we talk about sales stuff. So it's busy, it's fun, but I think what we're finding is the biggest challenge we have is taking these ideas and getting your average person to care. So that's the main mission, guys. That's the goal.
Yeah, awesome. Here, let me give you my
Cool,
contact
awesome.
info.
Thank you.
You'll notice it's not a Minnesota number. I expatriated from Texas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, cool.
Awesome. I'll come
It's
back around.
wild we're hearing that
I'll-
you're expatriating from Texas. I'm in Philadelphia, and I would expatriate to Texas overnight. So that speaks volumes of where you're at.
I'm from the Rio Grande Valley, but I've done that's southernmost Texas by Tamaulipas, like Matamoros.
Okay.
So but I've done campaign work for quite some time now. I was in Michigan when I heard about this opportunity, and then I bounced over.
That's awesome.
It's I think we're doing great work here.
Yeah,
Awesome.
cool. You gotta check out his awesome jacket over here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun. I like that.
Cool. Well, awesome,
Cool.
guys.
Well,
Thank
yeah, God bless you. And then,
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. We'll talk soon.
you. I'll pass you on your info, and I'll come back around and bring you guys my info as well. So, see you guys. Let's see if my Mises people came back or he came back. Yeah. You go back over there real quick. All right. Introduce you to Mises Caucus, Florida. How's it going? This is Brian Nichols from Brian Nichols Show.
What's up, dudes?
Good to make it.
How's it going?
Hello.
Isn't this weird?
How's it going, guys?
Don't worry. I'm just embracing the fact that it's weird. We're just gonna break the ice with the fact that it is weird. How's it going though, down for you guys? Having fun?
Having a wonderful time, absolutely.
Cool. How was Ron Paul last night?
He was amazing. So they cut off the stream right before he started, and we thought it was gonna work. And then he comes out on the stage, and we were absolutely amazed. Everybody was jumping up, yelling "Ed the Fed, Ed the Fed," and it was a great time. Definitely bucket list item, and I think everybody here was ecstatic.
Dude is 85 years old, and he gets a crowd of like what 2,000 people roaring.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
God bless him. How's the feedback for you guys going here?
Well, he just got another sign up right there.
Exactly.
Oh, you're doing something right.
I'm new to this myself. I literally saw some of the Mises Caucus guys and said, "Oh, I'll take them to the table." I don't even.
Where are you based? Are you based in Orlando or?
Yes, I'm based out of Melbourne, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
I'm here in Orlando. I'm part of Florida Mises Caucus.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I was working the Brian booth this
I
weekend
came
instead
out
of
here. I'm a
Mises booth.
District 4 candidate for Brevard County, Florida, so I'm running for candidacy.
Oh, you're
county
running?
Commissioner, yes.
Oh, awesome.
Excellent.
So that's
Very
how I
cool.
got
Good
involved
luck
with
to
Mises
you.
Caucus, and we've seen what they were doing. They're really getting candidates out there, helping candidates, and
Yeah.
so is y'all as well.
Yeah. Do you have a
Give
card?
me a call. I was gonna say we do a Sunday candidate highlight series on my show where I raise libertarian or liberty-oriented candidates up in their candidacies. So I'd love to have you on.
I'll put my number out there: 850-300-0505.
Smart. There you go.
Did you get that?
Got you.
And it's Robert Klimkowski.
What was your name again? I'm sorry.
It's Robert Klimkowski with a K.
You got it, man.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
We'll be
Thanks
talk
for
to you soon. Hey, nice to meet you.
These guys are so well organized.
Yes.
I'm excited to get started with them and bring liberty back to Chicago. I'm not running for anything, but I'll, damn sure support people who are running to support liberty in Chicago. So
Heck
thank
yeah.
you guys for being here.
Yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure. No, Mises.
Right. Go Mises.
Yeah, Chicago needs it of all places too. My goodness, Lori
Oh, my
Life is
goodness.
she's a gem,
She's a gem. Yeah, she is.
man.
That city's a mess right now. You see, no apologies with Becker, but it looks like they're recording a podcast right now.
Oh yeah, let them. That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
It'd be funny though.
I don't even know who they are though.
We see less war, more strategy. JQAS. John Quincy Adams. Hey, how's it going? Are you familiar with Brian Nichols from the Brian Nichols Show? Doing a little tour. What's that?
Awesome. How's it going?
Yeah, going good. Good.
How's it going, man?
Good
Yeah,
meeting you.
I was supposed to be down there, but my flight got canceled, so I ended up doing this. So we're it's weird, but it works.
It's working. Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you guys do at the John Quincy Adams Center? Or
Yeah,
am I reading it right?
Yeah, John Quincy Adams Society. So
Society, there we
we're
go.
a foreign policy nonprofit focused on building the next generation of foreign policy leaders with a centering vision of realism and restraint. We do this through educational programs such as short courses with experts from think tanks, the academic world, State Department, government, places like that. Along with helping people craft their careers, we have a dedicated staffer. She works with our students and professionals on internship connections, job opportunities, resume help, CV help, all those things, with the idea long term of having the vision of realism and restraint more well represented within the Washington foreign policy decision-making space.
Oh, wow. That's a lot there, but that's all important stuff. So what kind of got you guys interested in starting out that entire, I guess, campaign off?
Yeah, I think when you kind of look at the foreign policy debate in modern day society, the consensus is really coming around to a more restrained foreign policy, at least with the public. But there's a disconnect between that and Washington, D.C., and the foreign policy space is so dominated by like the blob, as we like to call it, these same thinkers that have had these same jobs that circle around. It doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat, it's always these same national security people that are always making the same decisions. And so while this consensus is coming around, there's not enough people ready to take those jobs and take those roles and actually articulate a true sober foreign policy.
Yep.
So we believe that it's important to kind of build that bench so that the decision makers can actually reflect the public's consensus right now.
Isn't that wild when you really do think about it? Because like the deep state is nothing more than just the fact that people don't leave. Like they just have those career jobs. And I mean, can we blame them? Like once you have the public job, it's your job. So like it's an incentive structure it's built in place. So it makes sense.
Right. It's definitely a system that has somewhat of an uphill battle to it, but it's definitely needed. Or I think the same bad decisions will just keep being made. I definitely see a lot of pushback from that foreign policy establishment. When Trump tried to withdraw troops from Afghanistan, even with Biden somewhat following through with that right now, you do see people within his own party and that national security establishment and in the Republican Party as well trying to push back on those things. So, you know, there is that pushback that the policymakers themselves face from the establishment. But having more, at least opening the discussion and debate, allows us to encourage those people to follow through on those decisions, because I do think you have people that are instinctually more peaceful and restraint oriented, and they don't have the incentives around them, like you said, to follow through with those things.
Man, we should dig into this. Do you have a card by chance so we can give you in the show by chance?
Awesome. Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Cool. Yeah, because this is, I mean, this is at the end of the day, and part of the way we do things for the show is we try to take the ideas that, I mean, right now we hear the issue, and how do we get people who are out there that want to be able to help to see they can help, but also for the people out there who they see the problem, they just don't know what the solution is. So kind of being able to tie those together, I'd love to be able to help you guys out. So yeah, thank you so much for telling me all about this. This is great.
Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by virtually.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate it. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for stopping by.
I saw someone that, let me see. I'm going to take a quick detour from the route because I saw someone that you might enjoy having on the random show. That's what we call it. The random YAL show. We're almost there. This is fun, right?
This works. This works.
So, well, I'm not going to tell you the name of the organization because it's going to tell you really fast who it is. And she's currently talking to someone, but as soon as she's done.
Well, now I'm on pins and needles.
Pins and needles. Let's see. Who else here? People all around our booth. I don't know why. Probably going to take a photo with the backdrop. Hey.
Everything go well?
Yes.
Oh.
What's up,
hey,
dude?
Brian. Are you broadcasting now? Or are we like live?
We're recording it. We're going to do it for the Patreon to start, but it'll be something later, dude. But how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's been a blast. I mean, it's been nearly perfect. Nearly perfect. The only thing missing is Brian Nichols.
Yes.
I heard you had some fun last night with a Mr. Ron Paul.
Yeah, that was fun. We did a whole fake out.
That was hilarious.
That's so cool.
Everybody.
I was going around, some of the activists here. They're like, "Oh, we're so looking forward to seeing Ron Paul." I said, "Oh, didn't you hear? Ron? Yeah. No, he's going to be coming in like live, like Edward Snowden, but like did the night before. But Ron doesn't fly anymore. TSA, like he's got the metal knee. Anyway, we got it worked out. But it was an awesome fake out. People were blown away.
That's so awesome, dude. I'm so glad it went well.
Tom Woods.
Yeah, when Tom Woods was like, and I'm here to introduce Ron Paul, who's going to be coming in and I was like, yeah, Ron Paul. We're gonna be getting him on the video hookup. They're like, what? That's
so awesome, though. I mean, like the fact that you were able to get him, plus the other, I mean, just your entire crowd you had was phenomenal. And the fact also, I keep on just whenever I see people, I'm raving the fact that he can get like a crowd of like 1,400, 20-year somethings to just like go wild and crazy, and he's like 85. Like that's just wild.
We were talking about this because we had a talk back last night. So we showed the 2008 documentary on. For Liberty on the 2008 Ron Paul campaign. All these new young folks who weren't around. I mean, maybe they were around, but maybe they're like 6 years old. We got Tamina here. Tamina,
what's up, girl?
Tamina
that was a surprise.
Tamina was one of the activists who I lied to the other day about Ron Paul not being here. She was heartbroken,
But you know what happened? Sean just grabbed me and took me to the speaker's room and was like, Ron Paul is here. It's like it was the craziest moment ever. I love him.
Yeah. Tom, that tweet you had with the like when you found out that Ron Paul was there, and you're just like you were just pure joy. It was so genuine.
Having a moment, he just walked on the stage, and oh my god, it's happening, like really happening. So
yeah,
it was awesome.
But we had an awesome talk back after the showing of the documentary with Tom Woods and Jack Hunter and also Michael Moresco. I don't know if you know Mike Moresco, but he was the Liberty Rider. In 2008, he rode a bicycle across America, handing out pocket constitutions, and he was featured heavily in this documentary. And he was a personal mentor to me when I was first getting involved in the movement in like 2011. But it was, the thing came up. It's people think of who won the Republican primaries in 2008 and 2012. People say John McCain, Mitt Romney, but did they really win?
Right.
I mean, none of them ever became president. And where's students for Mitt Romney?
Yeah.
Where's students for John McCain? They don't exist. Ron Paul was the winner because he's the only one with a lasting legacy that continues to change America.
Ideas last.
Yeah. An idea whose time has come cannot be stopped by any army or any government. Ron said some version of that last night. It was a nice. Anyway, it was good to have Ron. People were chanting "End the Fed," and Ron was like, "Wow, I guess I came to the right rally."
Yeah, he was excited to be there. You could just see it in his eyes.
He didn't go to the wrong convention hall.
It's like, where am I? Yes. We were like, more war in Afghanistan. It's like,
he took the wrong left.
Did you see that Dan Crenshaw thing? That was cringe.
Oh God, it was so bad, so bad.
But it was great to see he's getting so ratioed. Like it's great to see the whole conservative movement like piling on Dan Crenshaw and for this, like it's premature to pull out of 20 years war in Afghanistan. We don't even have a damn T-shirt to show for it.
It's true.
Well, that would be a topic you and I debate sometimes because I don't necessarily agree with that.
All right. Well, we'll have to get Brian Nichols to moderate us on a Lions of Liberty podcast debate. Me and Tamina on the war in Afghanistan. What are you going neocon on me?
Well, no.
Come on, girl.
I am a realist. But I also love to, challenge Eric sometimes because he's such a good debater, and I just love to kind of like, take it all in. I want to see what you have to say. I kind of want to squeeze his brain and get the information out.
Well, sometimes I do think, there is value in taking the things that we most firmly believe to be true and occasionally put in a question mark at the end. We should always challenge our own assumptions and make sure that they're right. But that I would say, we should never gone to Afghanistan.
Okay.
All right.
We'd love to see what
future episode coming soon on the Brian Nichols Show.
Absolutely.
This is the preview. This will be the teaser trailer.
Yeah, and we're going to make a lot of Office references next time, right?
and make
I'm all
ad
about
hominem
that.
attacks against like, why would anyone listen to some person with pink hair? Jeez, why don't you go be on the left or something?
That's a stereotype.
Well, what do
So-
you think ad hominem attacks are mostly based on?
Just another white dude telling me what to believe.
Mansplaining over here.
Oh yeah.
So when does your show start? Because this is fantastic banter. You guys are great.
We are working to get our show up and go. Well, Tom, you'll have to be a guest on the show sometime. But we're talking about getting a real show production of some kind launched with Young Americans for Liberty that I'll be hosting before the end of the year. Hopefully even sooner than that. But we got some details to work out. Everything was just going into making sure the Revolution 2021 was totally lit, and now we'll finally have some breathing time once
Well,
it's
I have
over.
something for you actually.
Oh, I don't know what this is.
Well, maybe you should check out Young Voices because we have a bunch of very wonderful individuals on our talent page that would be able to come on your show and talk about literally anything.
Okay, well, I'm open to that.
There you go. Here's your flyer.
Wow, what now you want to talk about like a sales like right there. That was perfect. You heard a problem, you heard an opportunity that you could help solve that problem, and you entered into the conversation there because we're already having quite literally.
I don't know who any of these people are in this brochure, but they look young and they look like they have voices.
That'll do it.
Well, the thing is, I started my career
Except for
in
that
politics.
guy, he doesn't look very young.
Oh no, that's Glenn. Yeah, Glenn Beck. Yes.
It looked like Glenn Beck. It also looks a little like profile like Colonel Sanders.
No,
but
no, that's Glenn Beck, and this is one of our Young Voices people here. So
Now you're just splitting hairs, Eric.
All right.
yeah. So you know what? Why I was able to make that pitch is because I was trained by Young Americans for Liberty when I was a baby libertarian just entering the world of politics. So I actually started with Young Americans for Liberty, and here I am.
Rocking
That's
like
all it
Eric.
takes. That's all it takes. You want to be good at sales. You listen to the Brian Nichols Show, and you join Young Americans for Liberty. Then you're on the right path.
Amen.
Brian, it's good to see you. It's like you've been here at Revolution 2021 all along.
Hey, my spirit's been there the entire time. I've been there with you guys in heart, and I seriously been watching you guys online, and it's been great to see everybody having such a great blast. So next year we'll be there, I promise.
Is this why it's so cold here? It's because your spirit is here.
Yeah,
Must be.
I'm haunting you specifically. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Orlando's the
Different
permanent
now.
hub for this conference.
Was that?
Orlando's the permanent hub for this conference, right?
No. I mean, last
I'm
year we
leaving.
were supposed to do it in Dallas, and that didn't work out thanks to Greg Abbott. By the way, Greg Abbott's primary challenger, Don Huffines, has been around, who's endorsed by Rand and has been supporting Ron Paul's political efforts for the last 40 years. So, any folks who in your audience who live in Texas, they should be sure to look up Don Huffines.
Yeah.
And he's also a very energetic candidate. I mean, I have not seen such a candidate in a very long time. He has so much energy and passion. He just constantly wants to talk to all the young people here and talk about liberty. Love that guy.
The one person, Don wanted to meet more than anyone else was Tom Woods. Anytime I'm on the Tom Woods show, Don's wife, Mary Catherine, within 24 hours, I get a text message from her. Oh, Eric, you were so great on the Tom Woods show. So it's like, if a gubernatorial candidate, if his wife is a religious listener to the Tom Woods show, that they know what's going on.
Absolutely.
We need more of that. Yep. We need more of that. It's like little mini free state projects all across the United States, just being planted by Young Americans for Liberty.
Making liberty win.
That's right, man. That's right.
Well, awesome. I'm going to get back to it. It's good to see you, Brian.
Good to see you too, brother.
Keep
See
making
you
it
around. Bye,
see you
Tamina.
next-
I saw Kevin hiding somewhere too. I think I
Yeah.
saw him pop his head in. And I've
Oh,
been wanting to
say
say
hello.
hi to him. There he is.
Brian.
What's up, brother?
Finally, this is long overdue.
I know, man. I think I last saw you was 2018 in YALCon, right? In Philly.
Yep. It was a long time ago. I was looking forward to this. I mean, obviously, Mobilize didn't get to happen. I wish it could have happened last year. But I'm glad I could, virtually see you at least.
Yes, I know. How have you been?
Busy. I've been working here for 3 years now. It's kind of hard for me to believe.
Wow.
We're up to 170 people I've gotten in Virginia to get active on campus. So it's quite a lot of people. We've started probably at least 15, 16, 17 chapters at this point.
Wow.
So it really, the scaling on Virginia has gone crazy. We have at this point we have 2 other state chairs in the state beyond me. So I can't even manage it all at this point.
Well, that's a good problem to have. I mean, that means that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and getting more people interested, man. That's awesome. What do you think has been the top issue kids are, I say kids as if like they're actually kids. How the young adults, the futures of America, what do they think like the main issues that they're seeing right now or when they're talking to you are?
So obviously a big one that I think a lot of people are trying to take a hold of is the vaccine mandate passport issue. A lot of people in the liberty movement, conservatives are very passionate about that. There's generically been these kinds of issues in recent years.
He's still there.
Still there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
There's generically been these issues in that young people have always been interested in, particularly being an anti-war person has always kind of been big in young circles. You could even get a lot of common ground with progressives, Democrats on campus, and that's a good way to open people's minds, I've found. There's also these one-issue voters that you could really bring to liberty, things like vape stuff, and it's like smoking issues. Marijuana legalization just happened in Virginia, even though it was done in the worst way possible. All these awful union regulations and stuff that they're putting in place. But I digress. There's definitely a large gap on those kinds of social issues, and it's young people. You have to find the way that you need to message to them, and I think a lot of times people just want to message to everyone the same, and you really have to specify to the target audience. So it takes a little bit of getting used to it, and honestly, part of it depends on where you are in the state of Virginia or wherever state you're in. As well as the general climate of the area and campus. So I'm in Northern Virginia, George Mason University. We have this great econ department. We have these really, really good Austrian economists and, all these students that are really highly educated in that field. And then you talk to, philosophy majors who take none of those courses. And, you have to tackle those people in different ways. And it's a challenge, but it's fun at the same time.
You know what the best part, Kevin, was, and I'm looking up to Chris here because I'm sure he heard it too, is that you said basically the 2 little catchphrases we have in the show, and that is to meet people where they're at, but also know your audience, to know who it is that you're supposed to be speaking to in the first place. And that's interesting that you are seeing that as well, as specifically you're looking at the microcosm, not just Virginia, but specific areas in Virginia. And then you look at the specific people you're talking to. In this case, is going to be college students. What's top of mind? And then you can really make sure that your message is resonating specifically to them. And I think, I keep on going back to this, everybody I'm talking to, like you see an entire room of 20-somethings screaming for an 85-year-old man, Ron Paul. There's a reason for that, because he is able to resonate in the meeting people where they're at in a true sense of caring and empathy and authenticity. And people, they want that right now. And I think that's why what you're doing, what Young Americans for Liberty and all the different chapters you guys have that you're doing, like, that's why it's so important. That's why what we're doing is really going to help change the future. Eric just said this when I was talking to him, like, you don't see the Young Americans for Mitt Romney or the Young Americans for John McCain. You don't see that. You see Young Americans for Liberty. And that was really a birth from the Ron Paul movement.
No, absolutely. I mean, we talk so much about these ideas, freedom, liberty, individualism. And, specifically on that last one, a lot of people, I think I don't know, maybe they just get lost in it. And it's all about the individual ultimately. And you have to specialize to whoever you're talking to. And we all kind of get caught up in, our own little bubbles, and then you get angry about certain issues. And you really just kind of have to calm yourself down. And generically, when I talk to people, I don't like to be the one that's talking most of the time. I like to hear what they're saying. And I think, based on your show, Lions of Liberty, Tom Woods, when he interviews, all these shows that we all love, it's kind of a commonality between all of them, where they want to hear the ideas of what the other person they're interviewing is talking about. And it really is, it's not that difficult. You see a lot of these, media interviewers on like Fox, CNN, whatever, and it seems like they want the show to be about them. I mean, the shows are usually named after their first name, last name, whatever. And it's it's all ego boost to them and stuff. But in the liberty movement, it's more about a set of ideas and principles that we want to push forward. So I think here in the podcasting world, online libertarian groups, I love them all in their own little ways. They all have their own little problems, obviously. But I definitely think we're going in the right direction. And from events like this, I know you've been to YALCons before, and I've seen that stuff. It's inspiring everyone,
Yes.
and it gets me very excited when you get to go to these. But at the same time, I've been with YAL for 3 years. I've never seen 1,000+ person event. This is something that we've never been able to pull off before. Not only that, but in my entire time here, I've recruited for 5-6 conventions for YAL at a large scale. We've never filled up an event over a month and a half in advance. This was unprecedented. It is absolutely amazing the amount of energy we have here, and representation from anarchists, minarchists, general Republicans, constitutional conservatives. It really is inspiring. Independence, of course, as well. It's really inspiring, and everyone walks away, feeling really energized and jazzed about the future of the movement.
What got me excited was with Chris reporting back saying, he's had people stop by the booth and they're saying this sales and marketing approach to liberty that you guys are approaching here at the show, that's awesome. We need that. And it's events like this. It's opportunities to network and connect with people like this, that it helps us, just as we talk about in the free exchange of ideas, we can see what works. We can see where the pain points are, and then we can start to offer solutions and help people out. Kevin, it's so great to see you, buddy. I've missed you like crazy. But hey, if you want, how about this? Let's give you a chance here. Tell folks where they can go ahead and find you if they wanted to go ahead and learn more, not only about you, but Young Americans for Liberty, and specifically in the Virginia chapter.
All right, so yaliberty.org/join is how you can get involved. That sends you directly to the page that you could sign up at, and from there you can get in touch with your local state chairs, regional directors, people like me in positions like me. If you want to learn more about me specifically, kevindamato.org is where I post articles.
Awesome.
Also kevindamato.net. I'm easy like that. And follow me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all Kevin D'Amato or Kevin C. D'Amato. I'd love to have conversations with people. I love talking to you, as always, anyone in the movement. So I really appreciate talking to you.
Good to see you, buddy. And again, next time we'll be in person. We'll sit down, have a nice chat. We'll share a gluten-free beer.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
Good to see you, bud.
Thanks, Evan. All right, let's keep the tour going here.
Yes, sir.
This is good content.
This works perfectly.
We had our content episode. This is perfect.
Yeah, what's funny is I was just reading this morning in my sales book, and it was talking about standing out. And this one lady at the conference, she would wear these crazy hats because it would stand out, and people would remember that. And I'm like, I'm the guy in the laptop right now.
You're the guy in the laptop.
Like, okay.
I need something. I need something to stand out.
You're the guy carrying the laptop guy.
You're carrying the laptop guy. But for future, you come up with a gimmick, as they would say in the wrestling world. I need a gimmick.
You can just carry a laptop everywhere you go. That's just your thing.
I'm gonna zoom someone in everywhere I go.
Hey, listen, I don't have an opinion about this, but the person I'm carrying does.
Yeah. America's future. How about
that? Oh, hey, fam.
I have Brian Nichols from the Brian Nichols Show live. He couldn't make it today.
Girls. Hey, what's up, Larry?
Old friend Brian. How
What's up, oh my God, it's like a family reunion. Oh my God, how are you guys?
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Someone came by and said the Brian Nichols Show, and I'm like, that's not our Brian, is it?
It is.
It is.
Casey's got a black beard.
Yeah.
Brian, let me tell you, this conference has been absolutely amazing. YAL has done a fantastic job. Ron Paul was electric. I felt the energy in the room when he spoke. It was like you could see the fireworks happening. YAL has gone all out for this conference. It's been absolutely beautiful. The technical effects, just people everywhere. It's so invigorating to see young people caring about liberty. And that's one of the things that we care about at AF, right? Young people being involved in liberty and believing in freedom and championing our values.
I love it. Oh my God, this is so great. The fact that like you guys are not only is it America's future, but specifically it's you two. Like the fact that I'm a big believer in everything kind of happening for a reason. So Chris, good job at stopping by when you did. So what's been the reception been from you guys? What are you guys hearing from the Young Americans for Liberty goers? What are they hearing when they're looking at AF as a future to stay involved?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing we're hearing is that they want more friends, they want more connections. And obviously, I mean, you know this, Brian, that's what AF is all about. A lot of people like Hannah Cox got their start here at AF, making connections. And so a lot of people have been getting jobs through AF. A lot of people have been finding new projects, learning about new organizations through AF, learning about current events and how to talk about it from a liberty-based perspective. And so that's the biggest thing we're hearing is people want those connections. The other thing they want is they want resources. They want to run for office. They want to launch a movement. They want to start an organization. And so we're here for that too. So a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, you guys are. And actually, it's funny. Right when AF rebranded, I was in DC with Cindy back in December. And we sat down and we went through the entire rebranding, going from America's Future Foundation to America's Future. And I think now we're seeing right now there is there you go. And there is an absolute demand for this kind of connection. People are tired of, unfortunately, the screen. They want to be together with people, but they also want to be with people who they can maybe focus on some of the issues that are top of mind issues. So I know we just had a big restructure with AF. I talked about this with Cindy, but talk more about the regional hubs. Where can folks, if they want to get involved with America's Future, get involved with those regional hubs?
Well, I'm Northeast Regional Director, so we're based out of Providence, Rhode Island, but we cover the whole Northeast, all the way to New Jersey, all the way up through New England, and it's amazing. We do virtual events that people come together, but we also do amazing stuff in person. So our last in-person event, we had a sailing event along the bay. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was stunning. And you know what? I think some of my leftist friends saw the photos that I posted, and they weren't too happy about seeing those people that believe in freedom having so much fun and enjoy the day of being happy together, right? So it's super rewarding to be the hub director and build a community based around freedom in the Northeast, and it's a place that really needs it, right? The deepest of the government-controlled areas. It's desperately. And Rachel can tell you about what's going on with the others.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rachel, and really quick, I don't mean to interrupt, but I know we've also seen with the Capitol Hub that's been blowing up. I just saw, I think it was Lydia. She was posting left and right that you guys have been having events left and right. So what's been going on there, not only with Capitol, but also other hubs and how people can get involved with their local hubs beyond just I guess the Northeast.
Absolutely. So with the Capital Area Hub, it covers Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, DC, and West Virginia. We've been planning events out in Charleston, West Virginia with the Cardinal Institute. They just had the huge win for educational freedom. And so we want to bring in young parents, engage them, and share with them this great information, not just so that they can get familiar with school choice, but so they can actually utilize it when it launches next year in West Virginia. We're also turning up some activity in Pennsylvania to start a presence out there, but really the activity is happening in DC with a picnic series, going to baseball games, hosting Socratic dinners, building partnerships, just getting people out, especially now that people can get out and about after the pandemic, just giving them that hope. We have actually an open house, a speakeasy at our brand new office in DC too. Yes, it's gonna be so much fun. So that's happening. And then out in the Southwest, which our headquarters there is in Phoenix, they've been doing Jeffersonian dinners every single month. They've had Supreme Court judges from Arizona out there, state and federal elected officials coming out to these events, talking about the future of the Democratic Party, the future of the Republican Party, talking about criminal justice reform, talking about school choice. I mean, really, it's the hot place to be in Phoenix, no pun intended. And we're making inroads in Las Vegas, in Salt Lake City, in Albuquerque, which that area also covers, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Nevada. It's a lot of exciting stuff. And next year, should I tell them about the campaigns? So a little bit of a preview. Next year, our chapters and hubs will be taking on issue campaigns. The chapters will do one issue campaign. The hubs will do 2 issue campaigns, and they will be city-based. So what that means for the hubs is that they can choose a city in their region to do a campaign, whether that's Rhode Island or Newark, or that means, in the Capital Area Hub, that's Richmond and Charleston, or Philly and Virginia Beach. And out west, that means issue campaigns in Phoenix and Tucson, or Vegas and Albuquerque.
sky's the limit. And then each chapter will also take on an issue campaign. We'll focus our programming a little bit more onto issues at the city level that people care about, changing hearts and minds at the local level.
I'm so proud of the organization for fostering.
I love, well, so, I mean, for my show, and I was just saying this to Kevin when I was talking to him, one of the main things we talk about is to meet people where they're at on the issues they care about, because otherwise we're white noise. We want to make sure that we're bringing our solutions to the problems they see, not just saying, hey, you want to end the Fed? Hey, do you want to talk about the wars? Like, no, let's talk about the issues that they actually see in their own lives. So, Larry, Rachel, you guys are fighting the good fight over at America's Future. Thank you. It's so great to see you guys. But otherwise, we'll make sure we include all the links and stuff for you guys. But otherwise, see you guys around, okay?
Right on,
Hey, you're the best. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. We're so happy. Thank you.
For sure. Miss you guys too. See you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you so much. All right. We also have Talent Market here at the conference.
Is that Katie?
Wow.
Hey.
Y'all know each other? No?
I don't think so.
No, I was looking for Katie because usually she's there. I can harass her. Katie Gambala.
Yeah, Katie is about to leave on maternity leave, so
I know.
I'm for all
Lucky
of
her.
our travel for now.
So tell us, okay, so I'll rewind, okay? YALCon 2018, I was next door to you, America's Future, when we were America's Future Foundation. I was at the Philly chapter, and Katie and I sat down because she was Talent Market, and we were able to have some conversations with the Young Americans for Liberty goers about Talent Market. So how about this? In your own words, what is Talent Market for these young up-and-coming Liberty warriors who are in their early 20s or just starting out their careers?
Yeah, absolutely. So Talent Market is the movement's only full-service recruiting firm. We work with about 190 different liberty-advancing nonprofit organizations to hire on their behalf. So folks who are looking to make the transition into full-time work in policy, communications, fundraising, any type of role like that, we suggest they get connected with us and find ways that we can help them get into an awesome full-time role.
So what kind of stories? I mean, I'm sure you've seen some pretty cool opportunities open up there in the greater Liberty world. What are some of those kind of opportunities that people could be looking for if they want to see themselves envisioning working with Talent Market to find these different opportunities in the Liberty world?
Yeah, sure. So we work at all levels of talent, from very early career all the way to senior executives. One of the most fascinating placements recently that we've had is the president at the Mississippi Center for Public Policy. We helped place him. He, prior to being the president, was a member of the British Parliament and one of the architects of the Brexit movement. So it was a big change for him. It's an odd placement. I think people don't assume that state-based policy leaders will be coming from British Parliament. But it was a very exciting placement for us and someone we're so happy to bring into the U.S. Liberty movement.
That's so cool. Talent Market. So where can folks find Talent Market?
It's talentmarket.org. All of our roles are on our website. We recommend submitting your information to us. We'll ask you a couple of questions about what you're interested in, and then we will send you roles as we open them that we think you might be interested in.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for letting. I guess almost stopping by as if you had the choice. We stopped by to say hi to you. Thank you for letting us talk to you really quick. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much.
Good to talk to you. Bye-bye.
And we have a candidate for you. Here we go.
Hey, I'm Tim Baxter. I'm running for Congress.
Tim, how's it going, man? Where are you running for Congress?
You frozen?
Oh, you cut out there. There we go. You cut out there for a hot sec. I heard Tim running for Congress. Where are you running for Congress?
New Hampshire's 1st Congressional District, and it's Tim Baxter, and it's one of, if not the best Republican pickup opportunity in the country, and we want to get a principled, rock-solid conservative liberty person elected there as well.
So what got you wanting to run for office?
The main thing was just seeing all these corrupt politicians that were ignoring and especially taking advantage of people in our community, and they accumulate power just to enrich themselves, and it's disgusting. I just got fed up with it and wanted to fight back against corrupt politicians.
Who's your opponent right now?
So there's a Democrat incumbent. He may or may not run for re-election because of redistricting. As I mentioned, it's one of the best Republican pickup opportunities. It should become a little more red. And it's a crowded Republican primary. There's 6 candidates so far, so there's lots of options for voters, which is great. I ran for the legislature. I said I was going to fight for people's freedom. That's what I've done. I introduced the legislation to stop vaccine passports in New Hampshire. I'm fighting right now, demanding that we have a special session to ban mask mandates on kids in schools. And that's what I would do in Congress. I would continue to fight corrupt politicians, fight for people's liberty and freedom.
See, now I was going to ask you the top of mind issues, but I think you hit on them right there. So I heard you're talking about the kids with schooling. I also heard issues with pertains to the lockdowns. So when you're looking at Congress, what would be your perspective? What would you do in terms of national or federal policy in trying to help curtail a lot of these government restrictions and regulations?
Yeah, one thing I've talked about is just comparing New Hampshire versus DC and what's happening. Just look at our budget. In New Hampshire, we passed a budget. It was the only budget in the country that cut spending. We cut every major tax, investment taxes, our de facto sales tax, property taxes, and we created school choice for low and middle income students. Plus, we had an abortion ban on 24 weeks or after. All in one budget. That's a budget that we're proud to fight for. Our New Hampshire live free or die conservative liberty values. We need to bring that to DC. Whereas in DC, they're spending money. There's massive inflation. It's the total opposite. We just need a congressman with the guts to fight for our values in DC. And so bringing a voice to those issues, cutting spending, cutting taxes, all those liberty conservative issues, that's what we need to be fighting for in DC.
Tim, what's it like living in the Free State up in New Hampshire?
It's amazing. There's nowhere I'd rather live. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. And I didn't have to move there. I was just a native. I got lucky.
You got lucky. Well, I'm in Philly, so I empathize with those in my greater Philadelphia, New York, Baltimore, like the big blue cities that look to places like New Hampshire. We see the Pork Fest in the Free State Project, and you say, man, this if only it could be. And really, I think we're getting to a point where a lot of people are saying, why not? Why can't we make this a reality? And let's maybe have that conversation. So how about this? I think we can continue this conversation. We do a Sunday candidate highlight series here in the show. Would love to have you on. We can dig deep into some of these issues, raise up why you would be the best. But I know you said you had 6 people you're running against. When's the primary?
It's September 2022. And for everyone out there listening, if you want to learn more about me, if you're interested in donating to help get another liberty conservative in Congress, go to my website, baxterforcongress.com. Make a donation if you can.
Awesome. We'll include that link, man. It's great to see it. And also, if we could, do you have like a card or something you can give to Chris? We'll make sure we give you a call.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll take care of you guys.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to going on the show soon, okay?
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tim. Good to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
See you around.
Cool. Let's see what we got next. Someone's at this booth right now, so we'll make a comeback. Alliance Defending Freedom. So come back over here. Conservative Coalition has some people. So
by the way, when we're taking some time here, I think what we're going to do, Chris, this will be our Monday episode. I mean, they're watching this right now, but this will be our Monday episode. This is perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we're learning. I mean, like, so as you're walking around again, I'll commentary. What we talk about all the time is offering solutions, and everybody we've talked to today is solutions based. We're focusing on finding the problems we see, and how can we bring the liberty-based solutions to these problems. So that's what these organizations have been doing. And I think that's exactly what we need to focus on, is raising them up. And part of it is the marketing. So we're going to take that marketing right now. Let's market these groups here and raise up their awareness. So for sure, I'm on board with that.
You see, I was about to stop at Cato Institute, but it looks like someone's stopping. It's going to be respectful. Let's see who else we got. Looking around. This event's great. We need to be at more events.
Yeah, I think this is going to be on the list. I don't know, who can we harass in the team to get us built up a list of events I can go to?
Hunter?
Hunter! Give him a shout. Or, I mean, to the audience, because this is a show. I always forget. Audience, you're here with this conversation between Chris and I. If you have an idea, please let us know. We'd love to hear as well.
Sure, yeah. Let's do it. We got someone.
Awesome. Yeah, we want to get State Representative Eric Mortensen on. So
Eric.
Hey there. No, I'm not Eric.
He's not
You're
Eric.
not Eric. Okay, sorry. He turned and I was like, hey, you're right there.
Yeah, no. So my name is Grace McNeil. I'm the field director with Action for Liberty. So I go out and make sure that we're poking all of our politicians in the eye
Good.
that aren't doing the thing that they should be doing, because they got to be voting right. And,
yeah, I said we stopped by because we were talking about what you guys doing up in Minnesota, and it's like, yeah, we need to definitely be talking to more organizations like you guys who are actually making them feel the hurt, making them say maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
Oh yeah, I mean the confrontational model is something that I think we need to apply in every state. It works, it's proven, and better than anything else, it drags the politicians to our point of view instead of trying to go and play their ball game, which we've been doing for years and it hasn't worked. So we need to take a different approach if we're going to try and be effective doing this. And that's what we do every day. So
They always argue about the technicalities. Oh, well, you know, the law says, and then they give you like a 14-page reason why what they did, even though it was like morally icky, it was technically okay. And I think your average person to that point, they're just tired of that. They're just like, okay, listen, that was maybe the old answer of like how you used to be able to get away with this kind of stuff, but no more. We're tired of it. So to what you guys are doing in terms of actually raising that up, kudos on you.
Thanks. And, you know, we need more people doing it because I really think that if we can get basically just little sort of liberty bastions across this country in every state where we've got people who are professional liberty experts who've been doing this for a while. You know, Ron Paul was so successful because he delivered such an amazing message to everybody, and anybody could look at it and pick a piece that they agreed with. And I think, you know, we got to do better at taking that message out to the people. We've got the winning ideas. Now we just need the winning strategy.
A perfect example of how effective this is, right? We're really getting under their skin. This woman's Julie Sandstein. I was knocking in her district. We were communicating with her constituents about how she's voted poorly about emergency powers, right? She goes on the House floor and she calls our organization domestic terrorists and calls for investigations of us. And we're really, when they hear it from their own constituents, these representatives get very, very bothered. So we think this is
She called you domestic terrorists?
Yes. Yeah, and then she tried to launch she wanted the FBI to investigate us because we're talking to voters.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
These people
What
are
is
nuts.
happening?
And, you know, I know. We're not doing it. We're literally going into these people's districts and we're not encouraging them to vote against this candidate. We're encouraging them to actually call it. We've got these candidates' personal cell phone numbers, or these elected members. All their personal cell phone numbers are published on our pieces of lit because we want their constituents to be able to reach out and talk with them on these issues. Because these guys have been hiding in an ivory tower, especially during COVID. We've got politicians who can't be reached because their inboxes at the Capitol buildings are completely full, and they can't get a hold of these folks. And they're elected to represent their people. And if they can't even talk with them, they're clearly not representing them. So by doing this, we have had an outpouring of support. I mean, we've got 100,000 Minnesotans standing behind us. We've got more small dollar donors than any other liberty organization in the Midwest because we actually take action to advance the ideas of liberty. And if anybody, you know, listening is interested, you can go to actionforliberty.com. We've got volunteer opportunities and you can donate securely on there as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were talking earlier. We'll make sure we circle back. I know we got your info there from last time. We'll reach out, have a special one-on-one too for the program because I think what you guys are doing up in Minnesota is it's a model that we can see follow across the United States. Because yeah, politicians they are not special class citizens. They are people just like you and me. No, actually, they work for us. So it's time they remember that we're the boss in the situation. Thanks, gents. It's good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
God bless. Talk to you soon.
So go back to where I was with the live events. You know, so speaking about marketing, so I'm here going to have some marketing stuff, but customer journeys.
Yes.
So we talked about how to do them digitally with content and with ads. But of course, the fastest way to speed up your customer journey is live events because what you would spend on an ad, you can now do in person by actually having a conversation. So your customer journey can literally speed up in minutes.
And you know, Chris, I don't know if you knew this, but there was this weird thing that happened. The funniest thing in March of 2020, all these live events just stopped all of a sudden. It was weird. Yeah. This COVID. Did you hear this thing? COVID.
Never heard of
it. Noontime. That thing. Yeah. No. Now we're finally getting back to normal where people can actually be people again. And I think that's what you're experiencing right now. I can't. But like being able to see that there was that demand for that kind of like human connection.
Yeah, I agree. So I got someone that really wants to meet you.
Cool. Who we got?
Well, before I introduce them, so this is not a well, Dina's was at the booth, but it's not an official thank you.
Okay.
And again, it's not an official thank you to this group. I'm going to give them my official thank you very soon, but. So some people are gonna be mad about what I'm about to tell you. It is an official announcement on the Brian Nichols Show, first public announcement. But I am not a citizen. I'm very involved, but I'm not a citizen, so I can't vote. So I'm using my voice to try to change the country and the liberty movement. So my goal was in October, November to apply for my citizenship. However, the amazing people from the Florida Mises Caucus have raised some money, so I can do this week. So this week I'm applying for my U.S. citizenship. So as I turn the table back over, as there's some other folks here at the Mises Caucus table.
Cool.
I really want to meet. That first one here's Mitch, right, Mitch?
What's up, Mitch? How you doing, man?
What's up, Brian?
Thank you for helping our good friend Chris Goizetta out. You guys are fighting the good fight, leading by example. So thank you for that. But what do you got there? Freedom over fear?
Yeah, just one of our signs we got here at our table here at the conference.
How's it been going down there? You having some fun?
Oh, hell yeah. It's been great over here. Basically spreading the ideas of liberty and trying to tell people what we're doing to try and bring the Ron Paul revolution back home where it belongs, to the Libertarian Party.
Ron Paul was back home where he belonged here at Young Americans for Liberty last night, I heard, huh?
Yeah, no, it was great. It was they kind of messed with us by making us think that he was going to be Skyping in, and then he showed up.
Surprise, surprise. So what are you finding is one of the top of mind issues people are bringing up to you? They're saying, Mitch, thank God for what you guys are doing because this issue. What's that issue that you're hearing right now?
Two of the issues that we seem to be hearing a lot of is the vaccine passports and Second Amendment rights.
Ooh, dig into the vaccine passport. So we hear 2A a lot, but vaccine passports, we touched on some, but dig into more what you're hearing in those conversations.
Yeah, no, especially we've done a lot already to kind of help, go to these protests having to do with the mandates and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people at this convention from like places like New York. So when they see things like this, they are definitely all on board for it. 2A is just another thing that it seems like we try to do coalitions with as many people as we can. And that Second Amendment just seems to be something that we have really been getting a lot of good results from working with people on.
How about Bitcoin or like nuclear energy? Are those issues people are talking about, or more so that when you do talk about, people are like, that's important, but maybe not top of mind?
Bitcoin, yeah, I talked to a few people about crypto here, but this is our other state organizer, Rob, here. But
hey, Rob.
He's Michael Heiss today.
Yeah, he's Michael Heiss.
Yeah, no, I'm Michael Heiss.
But as far as things like that, I haven't really had much conversation in regards to nuclear energy and Bitcoin, but there's definitely a lot to be talked about with that.
Yeah, the reason I ask is just because, like, I've had a couple of shows here the past few weeks or so, and one of them was on nuclear energy, and one was I was going to be talking about Bitcoin. But the reason being is I'm trying to focus on some of the solutions. But I think also it is important, while we do focus on the things that we care about, it's to focus on the issues that other people care about. So it's good to hear, that you're hearing across the board these issues. And I think it's important we raise those up. So Rob, you helped our man out here, Chris, as well. Thank you for helping here, getting his citizenship. Yeah. Knuckle touch for sure. Yeah. Virtual.
Christian, we're here too.
We're all the Mises guys are here.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well, hey, what would you want to say? So let's say, I know you're wrapping up Young Americans for Liberty. If you had to kind of take what you've experienced at Young Americans for Liberty here this past few days and tell the audience what it was and why they should be a part of it in the future, what would it be?
I would say it's a good pipeline to build for the Libertarian Party. Like, I don't see the Libertarian Party here, but the Mises Caucus is here, and we have at least 50 names signed up for our organizers ready to contact and, get active in the state. And these are people who are in charge of YAL chapters and candidates running for office. These are people who the Libertarian Party and the Mises Caucus need to be talking to and need to be supporting. So I would say that's cool. And then just a breath of fresh air when you get to see Ron Paul speak and Tom Woods speak, and basically get you excited if you're burnt out, because a lot of people get burnt out. As libertarians, that's easy to do.
So
it's nice to have a
true.
breath.
It's so true. Well, guys, thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for yes, setting the example. Honestly, this is how we had to make sure we're showing people what works, and this is what works. Going out and actually meeting people where they're at and having the conversations with them. So thanks for all you're doing, and thanks for representing the LP. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Plug
Ryan.
Swamp Creature Podcast, Luchadors Liberty
Oh, I was
Podcast.
about to
Got a
say
plug.
that. Yeah, so Swamp Creatures is the fastest Florida Mises Caucus
That
podcast.
thing is popping right now. Yeah. We're going to try and get Doe Bishop on. I don't know how that's going to happen. Somehow he heard about this.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all.
Good to talk to you guys.
Let's see what else we got. Make a one more round. So figure some people that we
we're in an hour. Wow. And you know what? We missed that. Awesome. So as you're walking, we started here with Freedom Works. We jumped right into the middle of the Freedom Works conversation. He was going off on a great rant there beforehand too, which is awesome. And then Chris is like, "Are you recording?" I'm like, "Oh, I wasn't recording." So you missed part of that, but we're gonna have him out the show at some point in time. But yeah, this has been Young Americans for Liberty Revolution 2021. Obviously, I wasn't able to make it. We talked about that on Friday, and I was able to Skype in a little bit yesterday. It was more of a kind of more of a chat with Chris about kind of game planning for today. And then today, it's the wrap up day. Obviously, they had the big event there with Ron Paul, as we've talked about throughout the event here today, and then all the other events that have happened over the past few days. I know Glenn Jacobs is going to be a keynote this evening, so things are going to be wrapping up here relatively soon at Young Americans for Liberty as we're recording. This is airing on Monday, obviously, so all the folks as they get back and they're decompressing from an intense few days or so. Hopefully, you're going to be able to catch up on the episode and hear a highlight reel. But Chris, anybody else you see around or you want to talk to?
Not in the exhibit. A couple of tables that we haven't visited yet at Cato Institute. We haven't stopped by yet. They're busy.
Oh, you're cutting out. Uh-oh.
See anybody in the lobby that I recognize? I don't know. There's probably people you would recognize since you're.
So we're losing signal every now and then too. By the way.
Oh, are we?
Yeah. There we go. Now you're back.
I'm back. All right. Trying to see if I can recognize anybody. Sucks when you have the rookie walking around trying to recognize people.
And you don't have me being 6'5" over here to be able to tower and just see everybody and anyone.
Well, yeah, and then the rookie doesn't know who anybody is. I'm sure I've walked by
I
lots
guess
of
that's important
candidates.
too.
I'm sure I've walked by lots of candidates, lots of great people. But let's see.
It's like in The Office when Michael Scott's in New York City and Conan O'Brien walks by and he doesn't realize it's him.
Yeah, that's funny. That was like in the middle of the city, right?
Yep, in New York.
Little YAL mini tour through the massive. Well, I don't know if I want to give them a plug, but it's a massive, beautiful resort. Did you lose me?
Oh, we're losing you again.
Yeah, I lost you for a second, but am I back?
There we go. He's back now. By the way, I know this is great audio. Great audio for our audio listener. Yeah, Chris is right now currently scouring the hotel, looking for anybody we could talk to because obviously we are kind of going with this as we can. But Chris, it's great, and I'll let's as you see, if you give me a thumbs up if you find anybody, but I'll kind of monologue as you're going through just because the internet issues. But I think what we're seeing at Young Americans for Liberty Revolution 2021 is the desire for kind of the same thing that our friends in the left want. They want this return to normalcy. And it's interesting because like the right is saying you just do it. Like stop it. Like we can go back to 2019 if we just stop pretending that the end of the world is one variant away. But then you see our friends in the left, their mentality of normalcy is the acceptance to the compliance. And I guess it goes to, you can have similar goals, but the means to the end of that goal are inherently different in the way that they are applied. And I think that is, it speaks to, while it's important to know who you're going after, to not spend your time, efforts, and energy going after people who are never going to be able to agree. And more so, just let the outcome happen. Like, if you can let the outcome become the outcome, just let it be. And we're seeing this right now in China. I mean, we talk about how failed leftist policies are all the time. China is not a super economic powerhouse. They are a paper dragon, just like we said they would be if they followed communist policies. So I think we're seeing, and there's Chris, he's back now. I think we're seeing that we have a real opportunity now to start just getting these solutions into action. So, yeah, it's great, Chris, that we're able to meet all these wonderful people here at Young Americans for Liberty Revolution 2021. So, yeah, hey, how about this? You want to go ahead and start wrapping up, or do you have anybody else around you?
Let me see if this booth over here opens up.
Cool.
Have a nice looking table, which I, as a marketer, appreciate. So it's Lola, Ladies of Liberty Alliance.
A nice tablecloth. He's like, I like the tablecloths.
Well, no, it's not the tablecloth. They have like a nice band.
Nope. And we lost him.
The table.
Nope. Andy's back. There we go.
Oh, did you get any of that?
No, you cut out and then you're back. I was like, oh, we lost him. Oh, Andy's back.
It's just a very nice looking table. I'm like, I appreciate since my wife's in merchandising, I appreciate a good display.
It's the little things that sometimes become big things.
Exactly, yeah. Well, she's talking. I don't want to interrupt.
It's okay. See. No worries.
Let's see. It's starting to thin out. People are starting to move over to the main event of the evening.
Well, how about this? Let's go back to the Brian Nichols show booth. We'll wrap up here, and then we'll say goodbye so you can get ready to go to the main booth yourself, because you're taking my VIP ticket, Mr. Goyzetta. Go have some fun tonight. Yeah, enjoy yourself this evening, please. And please have some fun, make some memories. That's the most important thing. But as you're walking back to the booth, Chris, what was your takeaway from Young Americans for Liberty? You've been there now for going on 3 days. What are your thoughts?
It's great because I mean, not a diss on the Libertarian Party. I mean, I love our party and the people come to our meetings and everything, but it's a lot of older people that come, and maybe not a lot of diversity within the older crowd that have been probably around the movement for a very, very long time. So it's amazing to see so many young people and people from all different walks of life, lots of diversity. And I know here it's not necessarily all libertarians. I mean, they're liberty-minded people, so I don't know if it's like libertarians and Republicans here today. But it's just cool to see a lot of young people that care about this stuff. Because sometimes when you're in the Twitter, social media hellhole, it can be very daunting, and then you hear stuff that's on the news, you read stuff that's on the blogs, and you lose faith a little bit in the world and in humanity. And being here around people like that, it gives you hope. And when you talk about after you get red pill, there's either the white pill or the black pill. When you're just reading the news and social media, it feels very black pill. And being around people like this at an event like this, it feels very white pill and very hopeful.
Well, the white pill, and I've heard more and more of this popping up in the discourse. It's real, and people are starting to take that red pill more and more, Chris. And I think now it's on us to start offering the white pill. And that's where I think the value of what we're doing, from the solutions-based approach in sales to meeting those people, knowing the audience in this case, knowing the target that we want to go after, and it is those people who are taking that red pill. So how do we identify them, right? And that's what we're teaching. And I mean, it's a little different of a marketing episode today, but as we're going through and you're talking, and we talked about this earlier, you talk to these different booths and you see the solutions that they're bringing to the table. That's what we have to do, is not be just the red pill. You have to then, once you get them interested and they see the world fundamentally different, then you have to say, okay, yes, it's different than you thought it was going to be. There's an entirely new dynamic, but it's not all doom and gloom. There is a positive outcome. And here, I'm going to show you how we can get there, because we already have solutions that we've developed and we've been working on, ready to roll. And the different people we've talked to today, they're the solutions. This is how we make it happen. So that's why also these events are so important, because we need to be able to make sure that we're having the conversation, seeing what everybody else is doing. And this, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, Chris, but there is a reason, and it's a psychological reason, that the government doesn't like people talking. There's a reason they like to censor the internet. There's a reason they like to know where the channels of communications are, so they can go ahead and make sure that they are hacking in to pay attention to what's being said. Because when people are able to have these ideas communicated freely, people start to question things and start to say, maybe things shouldn't be the way that they have been. And I think we're at that point now. So Chris Goizetta, as always, it's a blast. I've been enjoying the time here the past few days, being able to, I guess, kind of be a part of the experience. So with that being said, where can folks go ahead and follow you? They want to stay up to date. There we go. With all the happenings that you've been experiencing over at Young Americans for Liberty, and check back over the past few days' happenings.
So right now, my website is makingwithchrisg.com. I am making some changes. I think I've teased it already here, but I want to start a new show. It's going to start monthly first. I know I love to spread myself thin, but my announcement the first time was the Liberty Sessions. I'm going to call it just the Sessions, and I want to talk to creatives about what they care about, meet them where they're at, right? Find out what is an issue, one or two issues they really care about, talk about those issues, talk about how they got started in their creative endeavors. And then I want to try to have them convince me that they're not libertarians, because I believe that at least 80% of my industry, after all the conversations I've had with people, that 80% are actual libertarians. And I want to do, it's not about convincing them that they're libertarians, but I want them to convince me and the audience that they're not libertarians. And I'm going to feel like we're going to find a lot of new libertarians in the creative world.
And I think I know the pathway to having some success with that, Chris, and that's going to be number one, asking some great questions. Well, with that being said, my friend, as always, thank you for all you have done for helping support the show, and also thank you for repping us down at Young Americans for Liberty. And congratulations! That is so incredible, my friend, to see you had this new opportunity here. Just so exciting. So, on behalf of the Brian Nichols Show audience, congratulations, Chris.
Thank you. You have to come down to Florida when the day comes, when I get sworn in, or whatever it's called.
You give me that call. You give me that call, and I will order that flight. And I promise you that flight will not be through Spirit Airlines. So that being said, folks, it's Brian Nichols signing off here from Young Americans for Liberty Revolution 2021. Signing off for Chris Goizetta. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to The Brian Nichols Show. Find more episodes at briannicholsshow.com.